Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, E-Man from E-Man's Movie Reviews. A little while ago, there was an interesting theory that was kind of flying around in regards to the Black Widow trailer. Many people have been speculating about whether or not Natasha had actually met her fate at the end of Avengers Endgame. Now, I have my own theory about what actually happened to her, but that's for another video to address. In this video, I want to talk about this face swap theory with Black Widow and 4 key reasons as to why I don't think this theory holds up. As a matter of fact, these reasons were also conveniently left out of the face swap theory, so I think that there's a good chance that I might actually be able to debunk this theory entirely. So stay tuned and find out what those reasons are coming up next. Spoiler alert for Black Widow. This video may contain potential spoilers for the upcoming Black Widow movie, so please be advised. Okay, first and foremost, let's kind of just go over a basic summation of the face swap theory. Looking into the final Black Widow trailer, we see Yelena on an operating table, apparently getting ready for a surgery of some kind. This white outfit seems to be something that she would be wearing in the final conflict of the movie, so there's the idea that this surgery might be taking place towards the end of the film. There's all kinds of scissors and surgical tools lying next to her too. Plus, when you zoom in, you can see a couple of interesting things. First, the equipment seems to be supplied by AIM, which is that scientific research agency started by the Iron Man villain Aldrich Killian. If you're unfamiliar with AIM, just think of them as an evil group similar to Hydra, except they're more focused on science. The other thing to notice is the black marker outline around Yelena's face. That does seem like a big indicator that some facial surgery is about to go down. Not to mention the fact that something similar went down in the Black Widow comics. Natasha had actually swapped faces with Yelena in order to get closer to Yelena's handler to prevent a nuclear disaster of some sort. Now, the face swap theory goes on to suggest that if the face swap did happen, this could explain why Natasha's hair is now blonde in Infinity War and why Natasha is wearing the same body vest as Yelena. So within this theory, it's supposed to all come together and suggest that the Natasha we saw take the plunge in Avengers Endgame isn't the real one, and instead it was Yelena. And lo and behold, we've all been duped. So as I said earlier, I'm not totally buying this theory, and there are 4 reasons why. So first, let's talk about the blonde hair. If the Natasha we saw in Endgame was actually Yelena, then the hair growth we see in Endgame doesn't really make sense. Clearly, we see Natasha's hair being grown out for a number of years since Infinity War when she was blonde. Natasha's a natural redhead, and it would seem Yelena is a natural blonde. So with the new growth of red hair, it doesn't make sense to assume Natasha is actually Yelena. Now, the second reason I don't think this face swap theory holds up is because of the technology that already existed during this time. Back in 2014, in Captain America the Winter Soldier, we saw Natasha utilize the innovative Photostatic Veil, which served as a facial mask. It allowed her to disguise herself as council member Hawley and even sound like her. We've also seen this used in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Now, keep in mind, the events in the Black Widow movie take place after the events in Captain America Civil War. So this facial masking technology would be something that would have been available during that time. Of course, maybe Yelena and Natasha could be visiting some back alley doctor that has to do things the old-fashioned way, but I just thought that as an elite and high-level spies, they would have access to the photostatic veil rather than getting all cut up to switch their faces. Now, the third reason why I'm not buying this theory is because of Red Skull. After Red Skull has been basically enslaved to the Infinity Stones, we've seen that he now has this unique ability to see into people's souls, in a sense. He knows their identity and addresses them as such. When Black Widow and Hawkeye meet Red Skull, he specifically calls her Natasha, daughter of Ivan. Right there, one should assume that if Yelena was impersonating Natasha in Endgame, that Red Skull would simply address her as Yelena, daughter of such and such. But okay, let's just throw all of that out of the window. Let's say maybe Yelena has a great hairdresser on call and she keeps her highlights and roots all up to date. And let's say these top-notch elite spies couldn't get the photostatic veil and they had to use their janky healthcare plan to get some cosmetic surgery. And let's also just say that Red Skull is just dumb. The one other reason why I don't think this whole face swap theory adds up is because of the Hawkeye connection. While on Vormir before the leap, we see Hawkeye and Natasha sharing an intimate moment where the two friends really start to connect. They talk about their past and Natasha brings up her personal accountability that she believes makes her for a better candidate to make the sacrifice. This entire interaction wouldn't make very much sense if this was actually Yelena talking to Hawkeye. I would assume that Yelena would just be more matter of fact and straight to the point, rather than being as sentimental as we saw in Black Widow's final moments. Okay, so that's my take on the Black Widow face swap theory. Let me know what you think. Do you still buy the face swap theory, or do you have a theory of your own for Black Widow? And obviously, I can be completely wrong about all of this. Heck, maybe some of it does turn out to be true. Maybe in the Black Widow movie they do a face swap, but maybe it's only temporary. I mean, I don't really know. I guess we'll just have to find out when the movie comes out. Anyway, as I mentioned before, I do have my own theory as to why I think Natasha could still be alive. And that theory is not going to have to deal with some of these challenges that I just brought up earlier in this video. I personally think it checks off a lot of the boxes and you don't have to worry about the Red Skull, Hawkeye, or any other issues. And I think it would make a lot of sense if Marvel went this route. So be sure to subscribe to my channel and turn on those notifications so that you won't miss out when I drop my new updated Black Widow theory. Thank you all so much for taking the time to watch my video. I always certainly appreciate it. I've got more videos and reviews to do for you all, and until next time, I'll see you all later.